everyone, Zeddy here again with another Titans card review, and we have 5 new neutral cards to go over, including a new Shifter Xeris, except it looks at your opponent's deck and not their hand, a 2-mana ZOLA. There is some pretty ridiculous cards in what you would think would be more like pack fillers for neutrals. No, there are pretty explosive, pretty crazy cards. Some of them are kind of pack fillerish, but we're going to go over all of them, as well as if you want to win these cards and any of the Titans and any of the legendary cards. We have a giveaway going on of 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket. All you have to do to enter that giveaway is like and comment in the video description below. Be subscribed to the channel. We are just under 400 subs away from unlocking that next mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. So all 5 of these cards were revealed by Dane, and well, let's review them. Starting off with probably a pack filler, but still a pretty good card. Hangry, dude, I'm getting some hanger here. Angry Hellhound, a 4-mana 2/5 beast. It has rush, however, it has +4 attack on your turn. So it's a 4-mana 6/5 when you play it, and it keeps that attack as long as it's your turn. So that's pretty good. You can kill, anything with 6 health, as long as it's on Divine Shield, of course, or protected by a taunt. That's not bad, and if it survives to your turn, it'll also have that attack. It just basically will be weakened on your opponent's turn, giving them a better ability to trade into it. It's really not that bad. Really, a 4-mana 6/5 rush is pretty darn good, but in today's game, I just feel like it probably doesn't make the cut. This does go into Rexar's Build-A-Beast. There is that Zombeast card in Hunter right now in Standard, that 2-mana 2/2, where you can build a beast. That could go in this, but that card sees 0 play, and I don't expect this card to really be a meta player, but I will give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard. There's a shot, maybe, it's not a 1-star card. It has some validity to it, getting just a pretty insane stat bomb for 4 mana with pretty minimal downside of your opponent getting a good value trade on it possibly the next turn. I could see it seeing some play, maybe, but I just can't think of a deck that's really gonna run it. So I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard, 1 out of 5 in Wild, where I don't see it ever seeing play outside of maybe the Beast Hunter thing, but it's still too expensive and doesn't go face for that ability. But you can give a charge with Tundra Rhino, so there is that 6/5 4-mana card with rush that you can discount with Harpoon Gun. Maybe there's validity to that, but overall probably just a 1-star wild card. Next we have the Rune Fueled Golem, a 4-mana 4/4, not a Yeti. This does not power creep on Yeti. What are they doing? Battle Cry, discover a weapon from any class. That includes your own, right? That would include your own. So all 11 classes can be discovered. And yes, all classes have a weapon, especially thanks to Festival Legends. They all do, but obviously in Wild as well, there's the legendary weapons and all of that. Is that good? I don't think so. Discovering a weapon from any class, it's pretty inconsistent. There could be some cool combos. Of course, Mark will probably find some really spicy stuff. You can get Kingsbane and Wild in any class. I'm sure that could be really make for some interesting shenanigans there. But overall, that type of value, it's just not consistent. And for a 4-drop, for a 4/4, I don't think that's what you're going for. But maybe Burgle Row can have fun with this. Classes that normally can't get high attack weapons or Wind Fury weapons, for example, just managing to hit that, whether it's Doomhammer or the new Doomhammer for Paladin and Shaman, that could be kind of interesting. But overall, something this wide a spectrum of cards is not consistent enough, and it's 4-mana 4/4, so I just don't see it. I'll give it a 1 in Standard, a 1 in Wild, but it's a pretty fun card, and I could definitely see, like I said, Mark making some pretty cool combos and probably a decent arena pick. Just getting a weapon is pretty solid. We have the Celestial Projectionist, a 2-mana 3/2 minion. Battle Cry, you choose a friendly minion, add a temporary copy of it to your hand. My assumption, I don't have 100% clarification on it, but as it's temporary, I'm assuming it's for that turn. So you play it, you copy something. It's not strictly a better Zola, right? A better Zola, like Zola would just add a copy of it to your hand. Make it golden, right? Or whatever. But add a copy of it to your hand. If it's temporary, I'm assuming it's just for that turn. But you just put this on any cheap Battle Cry minion, that could be really good. You know, like a card. I think that's in like 60% of decks right now. Astalor. You can get another 2-mana Astalor and play it. A 5-mana Astalor and play it. And then, you know, the Battle Cry version, the upgraded version, well, you know, that's not temporary. You get to keep that. And, you know, other, you know, cards like that. These type of cards have almost always seen play. Even Youthful Brewmaster, Panda saw play, Zola saw play. There is the downside. It is temporary. It's not forever. So you kind of need to play it that turn. But I think that won't be an issue depending on the minion, depending on the deck, what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know, maybe you add a Titan to your hand somehow and play that Titan. Like, there's lots of implications for it. I will give it a 3 out of 5 in standard, a 3 out of 5 in wild, as these cards just historically have always found a way to see some play somewhere, and this is relatively cheap on a premium stated minion that if you really need to tempo it, you can too. Throw it on a school teacher, like just a cheap Battle Cry minion, get extra value. That is very solid. That's really good. And I could definitely see it, you know, slotting into multiple decks. So 3 out of 5 in both formats. We have the Starlight Wealth, a 3-mana 4/3 dragon. Not a lot of 4/3 dragons, 3-mana 4/3 dragons. That's a pretty rare stat line. If I'm actually thinking off the top of my head, there's probably some, but not a lot. Battle Cry, you get a random card from your starting hand. So I think that can be the coin, but yeah, you could get your quest again. Probably don't want to play this in a quest deck, but it's just value. And if it's a card from your hand, that's a card from your deck, you probably wouldn't mind another copy of it most of the time. So that could be just a decent card. And, you know, you could play it, I guess, in Quest Mage, where if you don't get the quest again, you could get a spell that didn't start in your deck. So that counts too. I don't know what deck would run this, what you'd really want to get from it. But it's a relatively premium statted, but although aggressively statted minion that gives you some value. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild. I feel like, yes, you get another copy of a random card in your hand, but most of the time I think you just rather run another card than Starlight Wealth. But maybe that dragon tag is worth it to you. Maybe Menagerie, like Warrior, might want it for just more Menagerie cards. There's that. There is obviously implications, but yeah, 2 out of 5 in standard and wild. I don't see it being a major player, but really cute card, and it could definitely pop up in like more fringe meme decks and stuff like that. But hey, maybe that value is worth it on that dragon body. And then lastly, we have the Disguise Kefir, a 5-mana 3/3. And this is very reminiscent of like Shifter Xeris or like Chameleos style of card, where each turn this is in your hand, transform into a random card in your opponent's deck. This is like a legendary style thing that we normally, or at least it was attributed for minions to legendaries. It's now just a rare, neutral. But yeah, it's like not Shifter Xeris, more like Chameleos, where Chameleos would transform into a random card in your opponent's hand. You transform into your one in your random the opponent's deck. Funny enough, when you draw, like if it's, you know, you draw it or whatever, it's a 5-mana 3/3, right? Rather than a 1-mana 1/1. Still terrible stats and all that. It won't be this for very long until your opponent no longer has cards in their deck, I guess. But overall, I think it'll be very much like those other cards where, you know, it's not worth playing ever. Again, more of a meme, maybe again, more of like a mark card where you're trying to get a specific random card for a highlight. But I don't think you're running this for information on what's in their deck or just trying to get some random card from their deck when that's on average just not going to really work with whatever you're doing. But yeah, Burgle Rogue, Random Mage, Burgle Thief, whatever. Those type of decks might have some fun with it. But overall, I don't see it being a competitive card whatsoever. I will give it a 1 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. So that's all the cards for now. There is another card dump, I think, on the Hearthstone subreddit in like an hour and a half. So we'll probably have a bunch more cards to review. So stay tuned for that. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.